Good morning and welcome all of you. In today's session, we'll discuss active and passive sentences, which is a part of voice. And what the voice is all about, we'll discuss this. So, as we study tense, the tense is known to be active in form. So, this particular active form of tense is converted into a passive form, and this is what is asked in examination. This is asked in SSC examination. Mainly, this is useful for SSC examination. For the students who are preparing for SSC examination, they should be aware of the sentences, how to change active into passive and how to convert passive into active sentences. Now, let's have a glance. The voice means what? The reason is the topic is the voice means what? Voice means a verb. This is a form of a verb. This voice can be written in two different ways, either actively or you write a verb passively. Right? So either you write a verb actively or you write a verb passively. That is known as passive voice. So we have a voice that is active and we have another voice that is passive. So you are writing active sentence and a passive sentence. This is important for all examination, but mainly I am talking about the SSC examination. It plays very crucial role in ensuring that you are competing others and getting good marks from them. Right? So here in active sentences, especially if we talk about the structures, of the sentences, we have a subject, we have a verb, and we have an object. This is a formation of active voice, but at the moment you want to change this into passive voice, you have to take this object here, making that a subject. Right? Then after, you need to place a helping verb here. According to the tense, we will be talking about that. According to the tense, we will have helping verb, and this particular verb, which is the main verb, is converted into third form of it, and then we use a preposition, that is by, and the subject is converted into object. So we may write here the subject, we may write here an object. There is no problem, there is no issue, but we have to consider what the subject is converted into object and the object is converted into subject. That is what the main point here is. That if you have a subject that is converted into an object and an object is converted into a subject, so we'll have a look how it is possible, how we do it, especially for those students who are new to this particular thing. Let's understand what the subject is all about and what the object is all about. Talking about the pronoun, we have subject and objective cases. So we have a subjective case and we have its objective case. Right? So we have a subjective case and we have an objective case. In the same way, if you write here he, then you change this into him. She had its form her. Correct? Then you have we, then it has a form us. They has a form their. Right? So this is how this is not there, this is them. This is how we change subject into object, and when it is change object into subject, the same action is performed. If there is me, converted into I. If there is I, converted into me. So we have to interchange the words if you are making that active to passive or passive to active. But in case of a noun, in case there is a noun, suppose there is a name of a person, the name is not changed in passive or active sentences. This remains the same. We cannot change this particular name. So name is not changed. If you write here Patna, we are not going to change this word, and this remains Patna itself. So guys, you must have understood by now that how do we change subject into object and object into subject. This was a basic form of voice first. So we'll discuss some later on. Let's have a look. So what did I say? I said that if there is a subject that is changed into object and object is converted into subject. So we had such a structure here, that is subject, verb and object. This object is here, this subject is here. But when this subject is placed, we have a preposition that is by. But sometimes if you want not to use by, you may avoid the use of by. It is possible if you speak English or if you write English, because English is a language where passive sentences are mainly used, more in use, you can say. Unlike the other languages, we have English language where passive sentences are frequently used. So if you want to say about the doer, I mean the agent, if you want to tell about, then you can use preposition by, else you can avoid it. If you want to say historical event, if you say that historical event happened like India got independent, India got independence in 1947, we don't need to add by whom we are not going to add this, right? I was invited, I'm not willing to speak who invited me, but I make a sentence here, I was invited. This is how we frame a sentence. We may exclude the object of the passive sentences, which I meant that with the word gets by and another word here, that may be avoided. So before we proceed to the voice, we have to know the use of tenses. If you know the use of tenses, we can change that into passive sentences. How? Let's have a look. If you want to change these structures, for example, you have a simple present, simple past, that is also known as indefinite structures. We have indefinite sentences, we have a continuous sentence, and we have a perfect sentences. Right? We have three different types of sentences which are converted into passive voice. So we have indefinite, continuous, and perfect, because perfect continuous sentences are not in use right now. Perfect continuous sentences are not in use right now, especially in passive sentences. So here, if you want to change the sentence into passive, we have to use be plus verb into third form. In the continuous sentences, you have to use being plus verb in the third form. In the perfect sentences, you can use being plus verb into third form. Alright? So, this is how we will use. Just have a glance. If you have a structure as subject plus B1, B5 plus object, present definite, right? And this is changed into passive sentences. What I said this object is converted into subject here. Then after, you need to use be. This sentence, this structure is of present and definite tense. Do you remember? This is present and definite tense. Present tense is what you have to use is, am, are. If you are being confused, let's have a look. Be has its form, be was being, B-E-I-N-G, being, and your form is, which is known as P5. This particular form has got are and am. So these forms are V1 and these forms are V2. Then verb 2 can be used with the past tenses, and these words are, am, and is can be used with the present tenses. How easy it is? It is quite easy. I have written is, am, are because the sentence was present tense, so present tense I have taken from here. Then after I am taking verb into third form, then I told you to use preposition by if you want to tell about this object, subject, then you convert the subject into object. This is how you can change the active into passive form very easily and smartly. Right? And if you want to have a glance on this past indefinite of this particular one, you can also have a glance on past indefinite. How do you write? You write in the same manner and just convert it because it is isama. Now we are talking about the past indefinite, so we use was, were, right? So we use was, were. Take that from here. Then after use was, were, verb 3 by plus subject into object. Done. So we can make the sentences in this manner, and you can change this active to passive sentences very easily. Let's have one more sentence now. One more sentence here. That is of past. Future indefinite. Future indefinite sentences usually have what? Will or shall. Will shall takes D1 plus object. That is all. This is changed into passive. Let's change object into subject. Done. Now remember, this is not going to be avoided. This has to be taken here. So we have taken these words here. Right? Now we are placing what? B plus verb 3. So we will write here B plus verb 3 plus by will be used. and this subject will be changed into object. So this is how we will change active into passive sentences, either it is your present tense, past tense or the future tense. So let's have some examples. I hope all of you have understood so far, so we'll understand some examples how will we tackle such questions coming in examination. For example, I have a sentence, he writes a letter, right? So here one more thing to be pointed out here is just, whenever you want to use active into passive or passive into active, you have to remember one thing, that this particular verb is the word used after the subject. This particular main verb I am talking about should be a transitive verb. Only the transitive verbs are converted into passive voice, but sometimes we also have some intransitive verbs which are used with preposition, and we can change those words into passive sentences. We'll have a glance on that too, right? How he is a subject, write is a main verb. This particularly should be a transitive one. If this is not a transitive one, we cannot frame a sentence. We cannot change into passive form. So let's have a look on transitive and intransitive here. Let's discuss. So I'm going to tell you, my dear friend, in very short way. Transitive verbs are such verbs which are used with an object. If there is an object in a sentence, then what is transitive, right? Then I'm writing here, these verbs are used with an object. These verbs are used with an object. Whereas if you talk about the intransitive verbs, these verbs are not used with an object. Means what? These verbs don't need any object, and these verbs need object. And now the question comes, how will you identify whether the sentence has an object or not? So let's have a very short formula to identify the word being object or not. So my friends, this is the object, right? So this object means what? The word coming after verb, right? And here we have two different types of object. The first object is known as direct, and the second object is known as indirect. We have two types of object. The first object is direct object, and the second object is indirect object. To determine the direct object, we have to use what? And to direct the indirect object, determine this, we have to use whom. In order to know the object, we have to use either of them. Either of them if replied. If either of them is being replied, then the sentence has got an object. If not replied, the sentence has not got an object. Now have a glance. How? I write a sentence over here. I wrote a letter. This sentence is written in the past indefinite tense. This sentence is written in past indefinite tense. Now we have a subject, we have a verb, and this is an object. You have to change this word, this sentence into passive voice. So you will take this letter over here. So you write here a letter, right? Then after you have to write was, because we have discussed this structure. Now write will be changed into third form, that is written. Kiske dwara whom? Then you writing by me. And we had to know which is the object over here. Then you speak that I means who. Then you need to know here, in order to know the subject, you can use who. In order to know the object, you can use two different words, either what or you can use whom. If replied, there is an object. So we see that letter is being written. What is written? Letter is written. Then we have already replied, that is a letter. So the word letter is called an object. That is why the word wrote here is called a transitive verb. Am I clear to all of you? The verb called transitive verb, right? Let's have another example. I teach you English. subject, verb, object. Once again, object. We have to identify this. English is a direct object because this is answered by what? But this is answered by whom? So this you is called indirect object. But we have two different sort of object, whether it is a direct object or we have indirect object. So we can make the passive in two different ways. We can make passive of this sentence in two different ways. But the most importantly, you must focus over here. The best way of changing passive is to take indirect object in the beginning of the sentence and solve this. How? You can make a sentence in two different ways, but the best way of making this is to take indirect object. That is the indirect object here is you. Then what you write? You are, the sentence structure says you are, then the verb should be written in third form. You are taught. What kind of taught? You are taught English. By whom? By me. Right? You could have also taken this English. Right? Then how we write this sentence? It will be English is taught to you by me. So we have two different ways to make active into passive. So we have two different ways to change passive of these sentences where we have two different objects. But the best way of making the passive of it is to take indirect object in the beginning and solve the question very easily. Right? So if in the examination you have two different options, the options are two. In examination, because the options are given, then if you have two different options, consider if both the options are correct, then which of them is correct. Then you have to consider the indirect one, or indirect one is correct. Then this will be considered incorrect. But if both options are not given, either of the option is given. Whether this one or this one, then whatever option is given, that is correct. Means what? There you have to use logic. And that is how we change active into passive sentences. Right? We can also frame the sentences of passive, especially when you want to take some intransitive verbs, you can change that into passive too. How? If intransitive verbs are used with a preposition, that particular word works as transitive verb. How? Have a look. He laughs. He laughs is here. Laugh is intransitive verb because there is no object. But if you want to write he laughs at me, now there is an object. At whom? Because the answer is being made. At whom? Then whom is asking? That is at whom? At me. Then this part is here called object of the sentence, and laugh here, laugh at becomes a transitive verb. Come on. It becomes a transitive verb, and this can be changed into passive voice without any confusion. Let's take I over there, and then after writing here, I am laughed at by him. Some students are confused sometimes. They think that this at and by are used together. Yes, my friend, why not? We have to use this particular word because these words have come together. Because laugh means only laugh, smile, हंसना, right? But laugh at means to comment on somebody and किसी का मजाक उड़ाना means what? You have to convert these words because laugh at without laughed at, the meaning is incomplete. If you want to remove this at, the sentence is incorrect over here. So to correct the sentence, you have to use preposition at. Now the sentence has been correct. Let's have a look how to change interrogative sentences, especially in present and definite tense. Present and definite and past tenses usually have do, does, or did with verb in the first form. Am I right? Right. So verb first form is taken with do, does, and did. You know that do, does can be used with the present and did is used with the past tense. Done. So whenever you have such sentences, this sentence is known to be active. Why you want to change this into passive? Do, does, wherever you find do, does in the sentence, just put it there, is, am, are. And if you want did, then put it here, was, were. Then I have discussed verb should be written in the third form if you want to make a passive of something. Let's have a change. Have an example. Do you speak English? Simple, right? Do you speak English? Sign of interrogation. Right? Now I want to take this English because English is an object and this particular word is a subject. So English will be taken here. Then this should be English. Right? But English should be taking some interrogative because interrogative is there. The sentence is interrogative. So you have to take some auxiliary verb before English, before the subject. So before subject you can be taking what is. Am I right? Right. So verb should be written in the third form. The speech should be converted to what? Spoken. Do is English is spoken by you. They replace here by you. This is how you will change active into passive very smartly and very with no confusion. This is very simple, very simple. Let me tell you very simply. You can solve the question like this. See another question we have. I was called by her. The mind strikes, right? Let's make it interrogative. And right here, was I called by her? Was I called by her? Correct? Now this has to be changed into passive sentence formation. Then what will you do? This is an object of the passive. And what you see, was plus verb 3 is passive. So this sentence is passive. You have to change this into active because you can just have a look over here. I have told you that was verb takes verb 3 and did takes verb in the first form. So in the place of was verb we have to use did. Clear? Then let's take her from there. Then it will be she, and you have to write here what did. So what will be written? Did she. Then did take verb in first form. We'll write here did she call whom? I means what? Me. I hope it is simple for you. All of you have understood so far in the discussion. So this was enough for the day. We'll meet again the next day. Thank you so much.